Well, straight, sleek hair is exactly what we're going to do here on Liz. Before I started drying it there, we used a little bit of this Smooth and Sleek serum, just a few drops of that. Put it on wet hair to start with, just a couple of drops, because what that will do is give the hair a certain amount of protection from, one, the heat of the hairdryer, and two, the straightening irons. So just a small amount like that, rub into the palms of your hands, and then smear right throughout the hair. OK? We dried it all off, and now we're going to start straightening it. Now, with regards to the condition, the overall condition of Liz's hair, it's quite good, actually. I mean, it isn't very long. It's probably only about, what, 10 inches long there. So the hair on the end here is probably about a year and a half old. Although there is some highlights in there, it doesn't look like there's an excessive amount of colour in there, and it doesn't feel really, really dry or damaged. But the texture of it, I would say, is quite normal. And what we do to get the texture, remember, is just get a single strand of hair and just have a little look at how thick that is. I would say that's fairly normal textured hair. Now, we're going to start at the back, and we're going to section the hair off a little bit. And there's a few little tricks here just to make the hair a little bit more of a feature rather than it just being straight, flat hair. So, we're going to use these as our straightening irons. Now, like I say, there's a few little tricks about how you would go about using these. First of all, you need a comb, a fine-tooth comb or a brush, because you need to make sure that the hair is very, very straight before it goes into the iron. And we do that by picking the hair up, putting the irons behind it, and run that down there. You'll notice as you start drying the hair with the irons here, you may start to see a small amount of steam come out of the hair. That will be the product, basically. And what you've got to remember, if it's not the product that's creating that steam, then it's the actual hair itself. So the product on the hair is really important to create that kind of protection. But you can see just how shiny that hair is there. What we're going to do here is we're just going to put a little flick on the hair. Just as we pull the irons through the hair, we're just going to flick the hair out ever so slightly. Just give the hair a slightly different texture and make the hairstyle really stand out. Put the irons in like that, and then just tip the irons up at the end there. That's how you'll get that little flick there. All very nice. And we're going to do a little bit of that right the way through the top. Fringe will come down quite flat. We'll put a little parting in it as well. We'll finish off again with a tiny bit of that Smooth and Sleek serum and maybe a bit of hairspray. So I think we've finished with the straightening irons there, so you can see how we've got these little flicks here, which are all very nice. The hair's got that lovely kind of sheen to it. We're just going to finish off with a little bit more of our Smooth and Sleek serum. One more drop of that. If the hair's really, really fine, then use less, and obviously if the hair's very, very thick, you can use a little bit more. We'll just run our fingers through that, but I mean, it feels amazingly soft, that, and your fingers should run through the hair really, really easily with that. We'll just tweak these little flicks here, like that. And then I think we'll probably just use a tiny bit of hairspray on it as well, just to finish off. Ta-da!